Hello students, I hope you are all doing well with your studies. Looking at these pictures, can you guess what we are going to discuss? Yes, it is Environment Protection Act 1986. So welcome to the course on business regulations. In this class, we are going to learn what is pollution, what is environment, what are the causes and effects of different types of pollution. And students, you might have heard about some global environmental concerns like global warming, deforestation, and different types of pollution, and such other things. So, we are going to learn about them in detail in this class. Let me set the objectives of the study. So, this class is designed to understand the importance of saving our environment and know the sources and impact of different types of pollution and reflect on what we can do in our limits to save ourselves. Every living creature has a right to live, and so do we. We have a right to live a dignified life, and also we have a responsibility to pass on the benefits of a healthy environment to the next generation. The concept of environmental protection is not new. There are more than 200 central and state laws in our country enacted to protect the environment. Water Act was enacted in 1974 to prevent and control water pollution. It established central and state boards to check water pollution. Then Air Act was enacted in 1981 to prevent and control air pollution by setting up of boards. The Wildlife Protection Act was enacted in 1972 for the preservation and conservation of wildlife and forests. This act provided for the constitution of the Wildlife Advisory Board for each state. The National Forest Policy 1952 provided that one-third of the geographical area of the country should be under forests. And then the Forest Conservation Act 1980 was enacted to check diversion of forest land to non-forest purposes. In spite of all these, the central government felt the necessity of enacting a full-fledged act to protect environment, so it enacted the Environment Protection Act in 1986. So we shall move on. So we shall learn about the objects of the Act now. The Act came into force with effect from 9th November 1986 and it extends to the whole of India. It empowers the center to take all such measures to protect and improve the quality of environment and preventing, controlling and abating environmental pollution. So the main objects are coordinate the activities of regulatory agencies, which include pollution control boards and state governments, create authorities with adequate powers in order to protect environment, regulate discharge of environmental pollutants and handling of hazardous substances. This I will explain later in the coming slides. And punish those who endanger human environment, safety and health. So there is penalty for those who indulge in environmental pollution. So next, definitions of terms. Section 2 defines these terms. Environment. Environment includes water, air, and land, and the interrelationship which exists among and between them. Environmental pollutant. It means any solid, liquid, or gaseous substance present in such concentration injurious to environment. Then environmental pollution. It means the presence of environmental pollutants in the environment. Then hazardous substance. It means any substance or preparation which harms human beings or other living creatures, plants, microorganisms, property, or the environment. Such harm is caused because of its chemical properties or physico-chemical properties or handling. Then occupier. Occupier in relation to any factory or premises means a person who has control over the affairs of the factory or the premises, and in relation to any substance, the person in possession of the substance. For hazardous substance, I can give an example. Some concentrated acids like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, so they are hazardous substances. They cannot be handled by uh, people who are not experts in using them. So occupier can be the manager of the factory and who is in charge of the affairs of the factory. For environmental pollution, I can give example like water pollution, air pollution, and environmental pollutant. In case of air pollution, it is carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and some gases. And environment includes water, air, land, plant life, animal life, property, etc. Now we shall see types of pollution. In this slide, we can see some 4 types of pollution here: air, water, soil, noise. But there are 2 more. We shall see how many are there. Water, water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution, soil pollution, radioactive pollution, and thermal pollution. So now we shall study each and every type of pollution. What are their sources? What are their effects? In this picture, we can observe some drainage water flowing into a water body. So we can understand that water pollution is happening here. So we can define water pollution as contamination of water by foreign matter that deteriorates the quality of water. So water gets contaminated by foreign matter, that is sewage water or drainage water, and it deteriorates the quality of water. The water is not safe to drink, not safe to use. So it is contaminated and unsafe for both animals and human beings. So we can study the sources of water pollution. What are the main sources? Mainly raw sewage, sewage which runs in thousands of pipes, sewage pipes. So raw sewage, industrial waste, lot of liquid and solid waste come out of industries. So industrial waste, radiation spills or nuclear accidents. When a nuclear bomb explodes or when a nuclear weapon is used, and also in nuclear power plants, some invisible radioactive waves travel through space, like alpha particles, beta particles, gamma particles. I will explain this later. So these particles travel through space. They contribute to water pollution and air pollution. And also, in many cases, they deteriorate the quality of soil also. So such invisible particles or waves travel through space and it harms life. So they are called radiation spills or nuclear spills. And then organic material decay in water bodies. Some organic matter like dead bodies of animals or plants or some microorganisms like algae. So organic material decay. So some organic matters decay and they also pollute the water bodies. And improper waste disposal and littering. If garbage, litter, debris are not properly managed, they also contribute to pollution in water bodies. And then impact. What is the effect of water pollution on human and animal life? Health issues may occur in humans, animals, and plant life because water is essential for all the creatures. So if water gets contaminated, so creatures which are dependent on water will definitely suffer. So health issues may occur in humans, animals, and plant life. Lower water supply for crop irrigation. If water pollution increases beyond extent, then such water is not suitable for crop irrigation. So farmers face shortage of water for irrigation and drinking water. Water from polluted water bodies is not safe to drink. Then air pollution. In this picture, a factory is exhausting polluted air through pipes. So how can we define air pollution? Contamination of air, we shall see. Accumulation of substances in atmosphere to such extent that it harms humans and other living beings and materials. In atmosphere, a variety of gases are present like nitrous oxides, oxygen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen oxides, etc. But if some substances accumulate beyond limit so that it harms humans and other living beings, then it is called air pollution. For example, carbon dioxide is good for plants. So in photosynthesis, plants use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide for producing fruits. But if carbon dioxide in the atmosphere accumulates beyond extent, beyond limit, then it is harmful for human beings and animals and other materials. So this is called air pollution. If some substances increase beyond limit so that it harms human life, plant life, or animal life, then it is called air pollution. So we shall look at the sources of air pollution. Motor vehicle exhaust, one of the prominent causes of air pollution. Exhaust coming out of motor vehicles, aircraft, and other such vehicles. Then industrial processes like this, what we see in this picture. Industrial processes, forest fires and volcanic eruption. This is also a cause, but a natural cause. Forest fires and volcanic eruption. A huge amount of poisonous gases are exhausted. Roadway construction. And then we shall see the impact of air pollution. And roadway construction means dust particles mixing with air during construction of roads. So we shall see the impact: asthma, allergies, and other respiratory diseases. So these diseases are very common in those areas where air pollution is rampant. And global warming, global temperature rises because of excess concentration of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, thereby raising the temperature. Then ozone depletion, ozone or O3, that is 3 molecules of oxygen, O3, is very essential to protect us from UV rays of the sun. So because of air pollution, ozone layer surrounding the earth also depletes. Then we shall see noise pollution. So here in this picture we can observe the earth, or we, the people of earth, are suffering from the sounds of road vehicles, aircraft, mic, heavy music. So how can we define this term noise pollution? So we shall see undesirable levels of noises caused by human activity that disrupt the standard of living. So noise pollution is caused only when sound reaches some undesirable level. So only when it reaches undesirable level, it is called noise pollution. It creates mental stress. Suppose you listen to a good music on your phone, it is not noise pollution. It energizes you. But if you connect that to a speaker to some 50 watts of sound, then it is noise pollution for you and others, right? So only when it reaches undesirable level, then it is called noise pollution. It disrupts standard of living. It affects quality of life. So we shall look at the sources: road, rail, and air traffic noise. So in this picture on your left side, we can see road vehicles, aircrafts, rail is not there. So road, rail, and air traffic noise. So noise coming out of vehicles, that honking and horns made by drivers. Industrial noises. So noises diffused by industries and factories. And neighborhood and domestic noise. Noises diffused by neighbors, I mean television and other gadgets, and loudspeakers during some ceremonies or functions. So neighborhood and domestic noise. Then impact of noise pollution increases humans stress levels. When you're exposed to high levels of noise for a long period of time, you feel stressed, right? Especially many people who come out of a cinema theater, they are exposed to high levels of noise during those 2 or 2.5 hours. So they feel stressed. So this is the impact of that heavy noise in the theater. Then annoying to animals. Noise pollution annoys animals. It causes nervousness in them. You might have seen dogs and cats hiding themselves during Diwali time when we fire crackers. So it annoys them and causes nervousness. And then causing nervousness, wildlife disturbances. Especially when a road runs through a forest, animals living in the vicinity get so disturbed that they cannot move easily in the forest. So this creates disturbances for them. So wildlife disturbances. Then general degradation of lifestyle. Noise pollution affects the quality of life we are living. Excessive noise causes stress, anxiety, and even depression, which is not a positive sign of lifestyle. So now we shall look at soil or land pollution. So looking at this picture, you can figure out there is a lot of debris or garbage in between trees. So you can make out most of them are plastic, maybe some medical waste or some cosmetic waste. So you can make out that this is land pollution or soil pollution. So these wastes cannot mix with soil, they cannot degrade, I mean they are not biodegradable. So this is called land or soil pollution. How can we define it? We shall see degradation of the earth's land surface through misuse of soil. So here there is a term called misuse of soil. We are misusing soil. It means soil is not used the way it should be used, right? Soil should be used to grow trees and plants. It should be used for grazing cattle, right? But we are misusing it. We are using it for disposing waste and debris. We are misusing it for disposing garbage. So this is called misuse of soil. So we are degrading the earth's land surface. We are using pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers in excessive amounts, and we are degrading the earth's land surface. So the land surface is getting degraded day by day. So this is called soil or land pollution. We shall see the sources of soil or land pollution. Because of poor agricultural practices. Poor agricultural practices. As I said, irrigation facilities are not organized properly. Excessive use of pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers, etc. Use of improper machineries. So this is causing soil pollution or land pollution. Mineral exploitation in excessive amounts. When we exploit minerals like iron, magnesium, coal, etc., we leave those mines unfilled, so it degrades the land surface. So this is also a cause of land pollution. Then industrial waste dumping. These factories and industries are dumping solid and liquid wastes in some open fields. So these garbage are mixing up with rainwater, and they are even reaching the underground water. It's contaminating the underground water also, groundwater also. So industrial waste dumping, indiscriminate disposal of urban wastes like electronic appliances, goods, and other wastes are thrown into open fields. So this is causing land pollution. And then impact or effect, damage to natural habitat of animals due to shortage of plants, grass, and other fodder for herbivorous animals. Their population is decreasing. So this affects the composition of animal kingdom, right? So because of land pollution, there are disturbances in their natural habitat. Deforestation and damage to natural resources. Forests won't grow at the natural pace, and also it causes damage to natural resources like water bodies, timber, etc. Uglying up of communities. So when you look at this picture on your left side, it looks too ugly, right? So it uglies up our community. It is not an admirable scene. It is not an admirable scene, right? Then we see radioactive pollution. You may know nuclear energy is a form of energy and it is used to produce electricity. So nuclear energy is released by the splitting of atoms. Uranium is popularly used as a raw material for producing nuclear energy, and this nuclear energy is used to produce electricity. But this process is not pollution free. Radiation spills. Radiation spills mean a form of energy that travels through space. A form of energy that travels through space. It is not visible. They are invisible waves. They travel in three forms: alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha particles, beta particles, and gamma particles. Gamma particles are the strongest. Alpha is not so strong. Okay. So these particles travel through space and also contribute to water pollution and air pollution. Alpha particles can be blocked by a piece of paper and human skin. Beta particles can penetrate through skin but can be blocked by some pieces of glass and metal. Gamma rays can penetrate easily to human skin and damage cells on its way. It can be blocked only by a very thick, strong, massive piece of concrete. But unfortunately, all these particles are invisible. We cannot see it with our naked eyes. But these cause different forms of pollution. Okay, so let us look at the definition. Pollution caused by an invisible form of energy that travels through space called radioactivity, composing of alpha, beta, and gamma particles, which contributes to water and air pollutions. So this is a very dangerous form of pollution. It is invisible, and three forms of particles are the pollutants: alpha, beta, and gamma. Gamma particles are the strongest, beta is in the medium, alpha is not so strong. Okay, we shall look at the sources. So these are mainly caused by nuclear power plants and nuclear weapons, especially if uranium and other elements are used to create nuclear energy. A vast amount of energy will be released. A vast amount of nuclear energy will be released. So during this process, these particles travel through space. To put it simple, I will give an example. People living near a mobile tower experience some sort of migraine, headache, and some sort of uneasiness, right? That is because of this radiation, mobile radiation. So when nuclear power plants split atoms, uranium atoms, a vast amount of radioactive energy is liberated, right? So those come in these particles, gamma, alpha, beta. So such particles travel through space, mix in the atmosphere, mix in air, mix with water, mix with soil, and cause pollutions. And also nuclear weapons, atom bombs, and such weapons. Disposal of nuclear waste. So nuclear wastes created by such plants are not properly disposed. Uranium mining. Uranium is mainly mined for generating electricity through nuclear power plant. And then impact, we see birth defects, cancer, sterilization, and other health problems in human and wildlife populations. So these problems occur both in human beings and wildlife. And they contribute to water and air pollution and even land pollution. So lastly, thermal pollution. Thermal means heat, right? Again, we come to nuclear power plants and nuclear reactors, electricity generation, coal burning. As I said, a vast amount of heat energy is also liberated into the atmosphere during the production process in nuclear power plants, right? So such huge amount of heat mixes with the atmosphere and creates problems like warming the surroundings, increasing the temperature, increasing the humidity and such things. So that is called thermal pollution, heat pollution. So we can define it as excess heat that creates undesirable effects over long periods of time on both humans and wildlife. I will give a small example. When your motorbike engine is heated up because of a long drive, that heat liberates into the atmosphere, right? And also, you might have seen buildings with glass windows. The entire building is made up of glass windows only to make it look beautiful. But such glass windows reflect sunlight and heat and it warms up the surroundings. Okay? But such things won't cause thermal pollution because it is not up to a undesirable level. But when it reaches undesirable levels, it harms humans and wildlife. So if it reaches undesirable levels, then it is called thermal pollution. So we shall look at the sources, mainly power plants, nuclear reactors, soil erosion. Soil erodes away because trees and plants won't grow on soil. So it causes soil erosion. So it affects habitation also. Then creating electricity from fossil fuels. Fossil fuels like coal. So coal is the biggest source of electricity. In India, we get most of our electricity from coal, right? So when we burn coal, a vast amount of energy is liberated into the atmosphere, so it causes thermal pollution. And then deforestation, plants and trees won't grow in such temperatures. So when the surroundings get warmed and the temperature increases, it causes deforestation. And impact, danger to aquatic life. Many types of aquatic animals won't survive in high temperatures. Then it affects plant life also, and discomfort to communities. Our bodies are designed to live in a cool climate. So when temperature rises, it causes discomfort. So we learned many things about environment and environmental protection, pollutions, everything. But what can we do? What is our role? What is your role as students? We must protect and sustain this environment. Otherwise, we will not be able to pass a sound environment to our future generations, right? So protect our environment, protect our earth. So here are the steps what we can do. We can teach our youngsters to plant more and more trees and save water, and we must also do it, okay? And use environment friendly products as much as possible. Avoid plastic items, use synthetic ones, and dispose solid and liquid wastes properly so that it causes no pollution or a very less amount of pollution. Use air conditioners and other electronics only when necessary, because these air conditioners and other electric appliances release some ions into the atmosphere which causes warming. Support environmental activities taken by organizations by contributing money or volunteering. There are many NGOs, non-government organizations, and uh, many organizations which are engaged in this environmental protection activities like PETA, many NGOs. So you can volunteer them or you can contribute money. Avoid using polluting vehicles for short distances. If you want to go to a market in your local area, don't use your motorbike. Instead, you can walk to the market, right? For short distances, avoid using polluting vehicles. Or you can use a bicycle, right? It's good for your health. If you walk, it's even better. So you can take these small steps. The current global environmental situation is not a happy one. We need to take these steps. We need to execute what we learned in the class. That is the objective of this class, right? Anyway, congratulations. You have learned the major provisions of Environmental Protection Act. Thanking you. Let us take action before we have to. There is a proverb. Let us change before we have to, right? Let us change before we have to. I changed it to let us take action before we have to, because the situation may get even worse. So we must take actions to protect our environment, right? So thanking you once again. If you have any doubts or need any clarification, you can WhatsApp me at my number or you can leave a comment. Thank you.